Yo, this is about some things that need to be addressed. I got some things that I gotta address, right? So, first of all, I just want to say, like, yo, I had one homie, right? Then I met him. I met him. I met with another homie. I met another homie through him. Now, dude was like, he was wild. As soon as I met him, whatever, he jacked some dude for his phone, and he was just like grimy and shit like that. That's how I met him. I met him. He was being grimy. He jacked a nigga for his phone and shit like that, and the niggas around him was like, yes, man, thought that shit was cool. So the homie who was the one I was closest to that I met him through was he was like he was like cool with the nigga like that, like down with all the niggas like transgressions against other people and shit, just being reckless and shit. So them niggas call themselves shiesty and shit, like we shiesty or whatever. That's what they be on. They on that shiesty shit. So whatever, nigga. I'm just sitting back observing all this shit. So how they used to get down, he used to let his homie or this burner for him, whatever. His little 38s and shit like that. Like, let me hold that. And they go out and he be happy. And he the grimy nigga. He the one who quick to start trouble and shit. Like, he'll pick, if he sense any kind of fear or hesitation from you, he sense any kind of fear in you, he like press you and shit like that and try to get gangsta on you. So that's the type of shit he was on. So I'm like, yo, I see how these niggas operate. So like, he tried to come at me a couple times. I just let this shit slide. Like, alright, we be in a whipping shit, nigga just like talking shit to me, like trying to test my gangster or whatever. I just be laid back talking shit. Then he's like, yo, nigga, you don't talk and shit like that. And he just like, he was just trying to press me and shit like that. And I'm like, this nigga's a low nigga, dog. I understand that he probably got a reputation, but like, I'm not the nigga that he should even try that shit to. So I just let that shit slide a lot of times. Then them niggas was like all on some music shit. The little nigga, he could sing and shit, like whatever. He could sing. He was talented, and he could do the new generation rap. He could do the new generation rap, but he ain't no rapper or whatever. He not a rapper. He could just do the motherfucking Chicago rap style and shit, all that drill shit, and that Atlanta shit. That he could do that. So them niggas was all like, yeah, this nigga's the nicest, whatever, and shit like that. So I wasn't really tripping on them niggas. I wasn't hating or nothing. I wasn't tripping on niggas. Like, I let them niggas do what they do. Then them niggas used to use me for my car and shit. When they ain't had their car no more, they niggas used to use me for my car and shit. I used to take them around and shit. I let them hear a few of my albums and shit. Oh, let me hear that shit again. And I mean, a few mixtapes I did, them shits is lost now. So like, it was like that. So I'm like, alright, man, these niggas became a little cool and shit. Both of these niggas is like reckless, grimy ass niggas. They call themselves shiesty. That's they live that type of life. So the nigga that I'm cool with is telling me like, yo, when this little nigga get mad and say some reckless shit to you, just take it, cause you know that nigga, he got people, nigga. His whole family is, he got niggas locked up that's shiesty, big shiesty, and these niggas is like, they gonna come see you, and he got a whole gang and shit, and they be on this low east side area or whatever that they go on, whatever. So I'm like, yo, whatever, yo. So like, I'm like, I guess that's what he was afraid of him for. He was afraid of his homie because he felt like he had this big gang behind him that was going to press him if anything happened to him or whatever. So he just let this little dude do whatever. So dude came over my crib a couple times, spent a night, ate ramen noodles, ate whatever. He like, I'm a Muslim, I don't eat pork or whatever. I ain't give him no hot dogs. He like, I don't eat pork. Like, cool. Fed him African food, my mom's cooking, whatever. He then came over my mama crib, everything. I ain't never been over his crib. And I mean, I met up with him, whatever. We made a few deals, whatever. This and that, we kicking it. So like, I even like, yo, do your music. Your music is hot. I'm complimenting me. Your music hot, whatever. I ain't hating off him. So one day he came over the crib, right? No, he hit me up like, yo, I'm finna come through and smoke with you. I'm like, all right. Before that, like a few weeks back, we got into a big argument. I was trying to tell him on some health diet shit, and he was trying to like undermine me and talk about all kinds of shit, whatever. And then he got to disrespecting me, and I was finna box him that day. But then like his homie in a vein or whatever, so I just let that slide. So he called me like 2 weeks later, like, yo man, I'm coming over your crib and smoke with you. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't got no weed anyway. I smoke with you. Good looking, dog. I got you next time when I got some. So he came over. We about to smoke or whatever. Then he like, let's walk down here, whatever, this and that, before we smoke, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, yo, I want to smoke first though, but then I walk with you. I want to smoke now, whatever. And I mean, so he's blazing shit. I'm high as hell. I'm chilling and shit. We walking to where we going, where he wanted to go. We walking in Cottage Grove, going up, and he just started talking reckless to me and shit. I'm like, yo. So I'm like, I've been studying. Like I was at that time of my life, I was studying a lot of like slave movies and shit like that, and I seen like how the slaves, like how they used to talk. Like the slaves, like they ain't used to just run their mouth. They used to just be like, no, yes sir, no sir, or answer questions directly, exact and directly, precisely answer questions. You know, you ask somebody a question, they'll talk about different things, and then they get to your, and they may not even get to your exact question. But slaves would just answer question exactly, and then they just yes sir, no sir, and whatever like that, in that manner and shit like that. So that's the type of shit that's the type of vibe I was on in my mind state, whatever. So like, I'm walking, this nigga just talking greasy to me, whatever. He asked me a question, I'm like, I answer him directly, and I shut up. And he just talking reckless to me, like, nigga, you ain't no gangster, you ain't this and that, whatever. I'm getting pissed. He just disrespecting my manhood, disrespecting my gangster. He just disrespecting my gangster over here. He just talking shit. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna ignore this nigga, man. I ain't even gonna answer him no more. So I stopped answering him, whatever. So we just walking. He keep talking to me. We don't walk for like 2 miles. This nigga's talking shit to me for 2 miles. He just talking shit to me, dog. Then we finally get to this little elementary school place. He said something to me, and I didn't want to answer him. I was trying not to answer him, but he made me answer him, and I just snapped out, blacked out. I blacked out, and I just hit him. Boop. And he was, knocked out, one hit or quitter. He fell out. So then I brushed him on the ground, whatever. I was getting out of my blackout. I brushed him on the ground. I'm like, yo. Then he was standing up like, I ain't stomping him or whatever. I just looked at him, and I wanted him to get up so we could fight. But then he got up slowly like, yo, what happened? Did you hit me? I'm like, hell yeah, I hit you. And then he was like, scared, running away from me and shit. I'm like, why you running from, nigga? Like, what's up? Let's box. He like, nah. Then he started like trying to make me feel all guilty and shit for hitting him. Like, oh man, you bogus. You supposed to be homies and shit. I'm like, yeah, I like, fuck it, come get your lick back then. Come get your lick back then. I'm sorry, come get your lick back. And he's like, nigga, nah, nigga, that's grimy, this and that. Why you put hands on me? I came to smoke with you. I'm like, nigga, come and get your lick back. He ain't want to come get his lick back. I'm telling you, get your lick back. You ain't want to come get your lick back and shit like that. Nigga, how you expect me not to hit you when you talking reckless to me and cussing me out and telling me I ain't no gangster? I'm soft, I ain't about that. Like, he just talking shit, disrespecting my gangster. Nigga, for 2 miles. Approximately 30 minutes, this nigga just talking shit to me, and I ain't saying nothing to him. Nigga, how you expect me not to snap at some point? So that's the whole shit. And then after that, I called him a few times and talked to him over the phone. His phone sounded like he had feds on his phone or whatever. And then I tried to link up with him another time, and that was that. And then now all of a sudden the nigga disappear off the map. I ain't see him no more. Nobody know what the fuck happened to the ball. He just hiding from me and shit. He ain't come around no more and shit like that. And the other nigga long gone and shit. So like, nigga, what you want me to do, dog? How am I wrong? So I'm gonna just call this "Was I Wrong?" How am I wrong, dog? Was I wrong? Calvin Sims.